Folks, welcome to the awards ceremony of the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival presented by Visual Communications. My name is Francis Coliato, and I'm your executive director. I'm coming to you from our home in Little Tokyo here in Los Angeles. We acknowledge the Tongva Kish and Chumash peoples, the stewards of this land before we came to live here. On behalf of Visual Communications Board and staff, thank you for joining us as we continue to move forward in celebrating you and our communities as key contributors of 50 years of visual communications. In our continued work to create spaces for expression, engagement, empowerment, we proudly presented the 36th Annual Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival, reflecting a lineup that centered conversations that are most critical and compelling at this time. And with that, we celebrated over 275 artists and filmmakers during the festival. One of the challenges with this virtual setting is it can never replace our in-person connections. It doesn't do justice, but we hope with at least a virtual space like this, we were able to continue building communities together. So to our artists, our filmmakers, thank you for supporting and celebrating each other. Thank you for telling stories of truth, and through your works, know that you bring truth to power. Our deepest gratitude to our families, our friends, our VC members and individual donors who continue to believe in what we all collectively make happen. The festival would not be possible without your support. We'd like to thank Comcast NBC Universal, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Nielsen, SAG-AFTRA producers IACF, Warner Media, and HBO. Thank you to the National Endowment for the Arts, California Arts Council, LA County Department of Arts and Culture, and the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. And thank you to our funders, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Sundance Institute, the Getty Foundation, the California Community Foundation, California Humanities, Mike Kelly Foundation for the Arts, and Array, these partners who have given us unrestricted support to keep VC going through these tough times. And thank you to our other VC partners, the Aratani Foundation, California State Library, AARP, AT&T, PECHANGA, City National Bank, Paramount, Pacific Islanders in Communications, Writers Guild of America West, the Directors Guild of America, SAG-Indy, SAG-AFTRA, Motion Picture Editors Guild, National Geographic, Your Script Produce, Cato, and Union Bank. Our transformative communities continue to act in solidarity, and this festival is co-presented with over 100 community partners who empower our communities through media. We are grateful to be a part of a community with you all. And today, you also get to meet our amazing festival awards jury, folks from around the country and around the world who gave their time and energies to our artists. Thank you to Annie, Aukai, Kai, Cecilia, Chanel, Joshua, Junko, Kimiko, Mahin, Marty, and Miko. And thank you to Array for creating space almost a year ago for VC and myself to connect with Mejia and Paula. Lastly, thank you to our VC staff for your passion to create our ideal communities within our physical and virtual worlds. I look forward to the day we can celebrate each other in person. Finally, if you have the privilege of being able to vote, please do so. Please realize that everyone has the power to vote. So please use your privilege to empower others. Congratulations to all our festival artists. Thank you again for converging with us at the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival. And see you at the next one.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Mejia, and I'm zooming in from Brooklyn, New York. I am so excited to share with you our thoughts on these beautiful films that had such a breadth of diversity, culture. What we thought was so amazing was just this unapologetic way of talking about family, unconventional families, but also injecting culture in many different heartbreaking and also funny ways. We're really excited for this talented pool of filmmakers. And I also had the honor of being on this jury with Joshua Oduga and Kai Ligairi. So I'm looking forward to sharing our thoughts with you. Through the damp noir-lit streets to the dreamlike gauzy haze of sunlit beachside scenes, the cinematography of Waikiki evokes in a three-dimensional manner the character played by the city of Honolulu and its most well-known touristic area. Miyamoto's lensing more than services the story being told, distilling an unarticulated truth. We give special jury recognition for cinematography to Ryan Miyamoto of Waikiki. If we learn anything from this throwback martial art-oriented comedy drama, it is that the kung fu fighting never stops, even if you are of a certain age. From losers to bruisers, three amigos find their groove again in this highly entertaining mainstream AAPI-centered film that pays homage to classics of the genre. Christensen's editing propels the action and comedy in all the right ways. We give a special jury recognition for editing to Chris Christensen for their work in The Paper Tigers. There are so many films this year elevated by strong performances. However, the jury was particularly bold over the actress Megan Suri in The Miseducation of Bindu. As the eponymous heroine of this fish-out-of-water, immigrant-centered, coming-of-age tale, she drew us into her frantic, hilarious plight of getting the necessary funds to test out of her Spanish exam and getting the hell out of Dodge. I mean, high school early. We saw every emotion from her as she carried the film on her inimitable shoulders. We look forward to seeing more of this young actress in future projects. We give a special jury recognition for the acting to Megan Suri for her performance in The Miseducation of Bindu. In this film, the heroine finds herself in an Alice in Wonderland type predicament in the seemingly mundane of a typical school day. The jury was captivated by her escapades in trying to achieve her desired goal and view her as a potential role model for young people and women of color. We felt the world building of this teenager's reality through the script and thought her story could be further expanded into a television web series, which in turn could potentially reach younger audiences. We hope to see more stories like Bindu's being produced in mainstream channels and platforms. Congratulations to Pratina Mohan and Kay Tuxford for The Miseducation of Bindu. An immersive film that highlights the fantasy and reality of Hawaii that is constantly being negotiated by local and native peoples. The work counters the mainstream image of paradise we normally associate with the island state and the Pacific Rim. Though an elegiac and philosophical mode of storytelling, the film takes us on a journey, akin to one in the traditional road movie, of the real island state where native Hawaiians continue to struggle on a daily basis with job instability, domestic and racialized abuses, mental health issues, and the ongoing generational trauma of post-colonial cultures. The strong direction, cinematography, music, and lead performances impressed the jury and left us collectively haunted by the film after the fact. Congratulations to the Best North American Feature winner, Waikiki, directed by Chris Kahuhana.
Hi, my name is Kai Thomas. I'm a documentary filmmaker and DP, currently in Chicago at the moment. I was beyond honored to serve on the jury for documentary features with Miko Revereza and Junko Goda. This is my first time ever on a jury and really appreciated being extended this opportunity. Deep in the snowy heart of Minnesota, this chronicle of a Somali American father and son's fraught relationship captivated our attention and touched our hearts. We felt the emotions of both father and son and saw through their respective perspectives as they try to come to terms with the familial and legal repercussions of the son's arrest in an FBI anti-terrorist sting operation. We couldn't help but ponder the specific societal treatment of Muslim Americans in a post-9/11 world. For its depiction of complex familial relationships, we wish to present a special jury recognition for social impact to director Eunice Lau's Accept the Call.
What is it like to be a teenager growing up in the predominantly Muslim community of Western China? We follow the journey of Ma Xiang as he leaves his family and community and travels from his rural hometown to the urban metropolis to learn the trade of noodle making in his uncle's restaurant. With an incarcerated father and the departure of both his mother and brother from the family home, he is pretty much alone and short of options for a secure future. Forgoing formal education and the typical childhood abandon of carefree play, he works to make money to pay off his father's debts and set aside what's left over to marry and start a family of his own. The jury was enraptured by this fly-on-the-wall documentary, which demonstrated a sense of commitment from the filmmakers and their desire to present the progression of maturation in his accelerated coming of age of a kid to young adult. In the spite of having to watch the extreme challenges faced by this young boy, the beautiful and majestic composition of the images left us wanting more. For its unfettered commitment to youth, the jury wishes to present a special jury recognition for direction and cinematography to directors Ning Huo and Gary Shi for Noodle Kid.
With the growing awareness of Asian Americans as the quickest growing voting bloc, politicians on both sides of the aisle are finally paying attention to the desires and concerns of this community of color, long ignored and rendered invisible within the dominating discourse between Black and white voters. This film spotlights the vast spectrum of political views and expectations within the Chinese diaspora in the US. Displaying a light touch to the potentially divisive proceedings, it seeks to ask its audience to formulate their own opinions, all while witnessing a train wreck, quite honestly. We loved how the filmmaker inserted herself into the narrative, all while trying to remain nonpartisan. The elements of this film were clear and accurate to the general feeling in our country at the moment. You were never bored in the depiction of the oft-humorous undercurrent of political divisiveness within the AAPI communities. For its original, accurate, sly, and highly rewatchable depiction of the AAPI political spectrum in battleground states, and beyond so pertinent in this key election year, we wish to present a special jury recognition for the art and craft of the documentary form to director Yi Chen's first vote.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lindy Leong. I am zooming in from Silver Lake, Los Angeles on the native lands of the Tongva, Chumash, and Kish peoples. As an educator, archivist, and cultural worker, I enjoy supporting community building and advocacy through the arts. I am a longtime supporter of VC, and I am proud to serve as a senior film programmer for the festival. This year, we're honored to recognize 2 films for their skilled filmmaking to deliver a message urgent for audiences all over the world. For its advocacy and commitment to illuminating what is at stake in a world without freedom of the press, with those brave and ethics-driven journalists and media professionals who use their bylines and platforms to amplify social and political injustices worldwide, we celebrate you. In this spirit, we would like to give the LAPFF Global Impact Award to 1,000 Cuts, directed by Ramona S. Diaz. For its up-close and personal on-the-ground view the tremendous efforts and sacrifices of healthcare professionals and workers treating and saving lives in the global pandemic, we see the psychological and physical toll on you, and thank you for your selflessness. In celebrating you, we would like to give the LAPFF Global Impact Award to 76 Days, directed by Hao Wu and Wei Shi Chen and Anonymous. Congratulations on your achievement with these films.
The documentary features in competition this year span the gamut in terms of subjects, visual styles, modes, and philosophical investments. This is truly a testament to the spectrum of talent, perspectives, and commitment of filmmakers in the AAPI documentary community, one that has been exponentially growing in numbers, social influence, and cultural power in the mainstream film and media industries. Given this context, we pondered at length and in great depth over which film should be given this honor. And its investigative examination into the case of an unarmed young African-American man's death at the hands of an Asian-American NYPD cop, it presented a sobering, well-balanced look into a complicated issue that we are currently debating and unpacking in the public imagination, that of police brutality, institutional and systemic racism, and the cyclical fatalities of brown and Black bodies. The focus on how these 2 communities of color, Black and Asian, come to terms with each other's position on the rule of law and justice system treatment of Black people's lives expands our general perception of racialized violence beyond the Black and white binary. Liang's solid and succinct storytelling spends the necessary time within each community, allowing folks to speak in their own voices and emote in intimate, heartbreaking moments before her camera, while going into the layers of each community's concerns and anxieties. There is a sense of journalistic integrity conveyed in a bias-mediated landscape. It's an important film for this current moment that we are living in right now. In this period of cultural and racial reckoning, the essential need to spark dialogue and hold space for mindful discourse, we would like to present the Best Documentary Feature Award to Down a Dark Stairwell, directed by Ursula Liang.
Hello, I'm Paula Guthat. I'm zooming in from Detroit, where I'm the co-founder and programmer at Cinema Detroit, an independent nonprofit art house cinema. Cinema Detroit was founded in 2013 and remains the only 7-day-a-week movie theater in greater downtown Detroit and the only independent movie theater in the Metro Detroit area. It was my honor being on the international narrative feature jury with Chanel Kong and Marty Preciado. They really helped me distill my thoughts about this group of excellent films. Discussing them with this group was a real pleasure. Rooted in the naivete and goofy fun at the heart of this coming-of-age comedy drama about a group of tweens growing up in late 80s, early 90s Manila, lies a vivid depiction of the political and historical context that speaks to the difficulties of growing up. The script and its clear-eyed world building reflected in the precise cultural details of the material goods coveted by Filipino middle-class youth. Key props like video games, shoes, and snacks demonstrate both historical authenticity and deep cultural understanding. Within this predominantly Catholic country, we learn more of the dominant role of mothers in the lives of their sons as they witness their maturation and how possibly the roots of toxic masculinity come into being. The coexistence of religion and superstitions in daily life speaks volumes about cultural values. Eschewing the common media representation of brown and Black bodies experiencing pain and trauma as adolescent rites of passage, the emphasis on the playfulness and the whimsy of youth felt refreshing and was fun to watch. For those of a certain generation, the sounds of the video games and pop music instantly put us into time warp. Most of all, the jury was captivated by the beauty of the writing, which evoked the awkwardness and excitement of adolescence. The depiction of friendship and romance felt both authentic and specific, but also universal. The jury is delighted to present a special jury recognition for screenwriting to Valerie Castillo-Martinez of Death of Nintendo. The English title for this Korean indie family melodrama leaves much to the imagination as to what the film is about. When the elderly invalid matriarch of the Kang family develops the titular condition, the tenuous familial bonds and general discord in her multi-generational household begin to slowly crumble, while traditional ideas of filial piety come under fire. With a focus on women in their prescribed roles, we see how their individual struggles to keep the family unit together take a psychological toll. In spite of this, they persevere in their efforts. From the ailing grandmother to the long-suffering daughter to the undocumented caregiver, the jury could feel the societal reality faced by each of these women. While the fathers and sons do their best, the women's daily sacrifices and rationale for doing so collectively moved us. The jury saw the humanity of these characters, grappling to improve their circumstances, all while scratching the surface on the broader commentary concerning caregiving for the elderly and disabled in today's society. What are the limits of our responsibility and duty to family and ourselves? How about the genuine respect for essential workers like caregivers in our society? This film just begins to ask these tough questions. The jury is pleased to present a special jury recognition for social issue commentary to director Shim Hae-jung's A Bed Sore. It's not often you watch a film that skillfully combines seemingly disparate genres and remixes them into something truly original. In her third feature, after Lau's first ever Oscar contender, Dearest Sister, and Shantali, director Maddie Doe translates to screen a mythology-laden, fantasy-centered time travel horror story about a mysterious hermit, a mute girl, and a young boy in the countryside of the near future. Or is it the past? We are never really certain of the reality being presented to us as viewers. This ghost story explores the spiritual realms connected to childhood and historical traumas. The jury was especially intrigued by the film's potential investigation into these areas. Most of all, the jury appreciated the cinematic disruption in questioning and experimenting, both visually and in its storytelling. The art of disruption has historically only been granted to mostly white dominant cinema. This film provides a radical affirmation that the power of experimentation, innovation, and disruption belongs to all. It is a beautiful reminder that film is art and can transform thought and medium. The jury is thrilled to present a special jury recognition for originality and innovations in genre to director Maddie Doe's The Long Walk. This year's crop of international narrative films spans a wide geographic region featuring many emerging talents with fresh takes and already confident voices. There was a palpable sense of experimentation and eschewing labels. In many of these films, we saw the unifying theme of patriarchy, its continual permeation in all walks of life within many AAPI cultures and societies. As the Me Too movement ushers in a growing global public consciousness about sexual harassment, gender-based violence, gender discrimination, and gender rights, many of these films either make overt nods or feature some themes indirectly acknowledging the influence of the movement. While all of the films in competition strive to tell their own truth about patriarchy and its enduring values, the jury was overwhelmingly moved by Kim Ji-young, born 1982. Based on the best-selling novel of the same name, the screen adaptation debuted to much fanfare and critical acclaim in South Korea, where the story of a millennial professional Korean woman, wife, and mother's struggle to hold it together in her personal and professional lives struck a universal chord. As women are continually forced to work under an explicit wage gap, this film shows the wider implications of stressors, microaggressions, and societal disapproval faced by the eponymous heroine. We witness her quiet desperation, pain, and psychological rebellion against these almost impossible expectations. The jury recognizes the importance of this scathing commentary, empathy, and her journey towards empowerment. The book and the film's significance in advocating for a more equitable society extends beyond national borders. The jury is thrilled to present the Best International Narrative Feature Award to director Kim Do-young's Kim Ji-young, born 1982.
Hi, my name is David Magdale, zooming in all the way from downtown LA. I'm one of the co-directors of the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival since 1997, in charge of publicity and press for this incredible showcase produced by Visual Communications under the leadership of Francis Culato. Yes. It's an exciting time, and we're having this extraordinary moment in Asian American film history. I am so full of pride to be here today as we celebrate the festival and our Asian Pacific American and Asian international filmmakers. Every year, our festival celebrates the incredible legacy and the power of the short film form. The Festival Golden Reel Award, Excellence in Short Film, Narrative and/or Animation, is presented to a narrative or animated short film that demonstrates overall excellence in content and cinematic technique. As our festival is an Academy Award qualifying festival, recipients of the festival's Golden Reel Award for narrative short film will now be eligible and qualified for consideration in the animated short film or live action short film category for this upcoming Oscars. I am deeply proud of all of the short films in this year's lineup. These filmmakers and their stories took us all to the next level. So to talk a bit about the program, please welcome filmmaker and senior festival programmer, Farouk Virani.
Hi, my name is Farouk Virani, and I'm zooming in from Koreatown, Los Angeles. I'm a filmmaker and editor who is part of Armed with the Camera, class of 2016, and currently I'm the senior shorts programmer for the festival. I was honored to be part of the team that assembled this year's program, which, despite being hosted virtually, found a great and receptive audience online for our short programs and C3 conversations. To our esteemed colleagues, Kimiko, Mahin, and Nia, who served on this year's shorts jury, thank you so much for being part of our festival and for your thoughtful consideration and reflections on the films that were presented to you.
Hi, my name is Kimiko Matsuda-Lawrence. I'm zooming in from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I'm here on behalf of myself and my fellow jurors, Mahin, Ibrahim, and Nia Hampton, and we are the jurors for the shorts category. This year's short films were an incredible offering of the best and brightest in current AAPI cinema. Sadly, we cannot recognize achievement widely across the board, though our jury would like to make a few special mentions from our narrative short films for excellence in performance. First, we have a realist and prickly portrayal of microaggressions experienced by a young Asian American boy trying to pass in a world all too different from him. For his subtle, code-switching performance as he navigates this complicated world, we'd like to give a special jury recognition for acting to a familiar force of representation in the industry, Ki Hong Lee, for his role in C by Thomas Percy Kim.
Second, a poetic and dreamlike exploration of loss and loneliness that is lovingly portrayed on screen through a beautiful relationship between a young woman, Gloria, and her grandmother, Antonia. For this memorable pairing, we would like to give a special jury recognition for acting to actors Chris Grease and Alma Adams for breathing naturalism and magic into their performances in the film La Gloria by Mary Evangelista.
Next, a charming performance from a South Korean dramedy about a mother visiting her daughter's home to find a stranger, her daughter's girlfriend, who she unexpectedly comes to know as they get closer in a wandering, funny encounter. We love the mother, Hyun Seo, through which this actress delivers a relatable and deadpan role that perfectly suits the narrative. With that, we give a special jury recognition for acting to actress An Min-young for her performance in the film Mother-in-Law by director Shin Swung-run. Finally, another powerful on-screen pairing that was so effective emotionally, we were moved to recognize it. Through tender yet disconnected interactions, a father tries to reconnect with his son. We'd like to give a special jury recognition for acting to Holden Montreal Santos and Austin Tucker, who worked beautifully together in Molokai Bound from director Alika Maikau to create grounded, heartbreaking moments that carry that realism of an actual father and son interacting. Congratulations to all the films and actors receiving this special recognition, and we hope you will seek them out and have a chance to view these beautiful on-screen moments.
And now for the Festival Golden Reel Award, Excellence in Short Film, Narrative, and Animation. The jury would like to recognize Georgia Foo's You Win USA Vacation Resort as the best narrative short. We felt the film pulled us into the unfamiliar world of birth tourism and resorts and the emotional journey that comes with hopes of having a child born on American soil. Great performances and chemistry between the principal cast brought this charming mix of drama and comedy to life. We were wrapped up in the lead, May's dilemma, and ultimately were left wanting more. Congratulations, Georgia, on a moving and engrossing portrayal of a sensitive subject. We can't wait to see all of your future work. This year's collection of short documentaries shed light on new communities, faces, and emotional moments, and we would love to make special mention of 3 shorts that excelled in different ways as they explored and revealed the worlds of their subjects. First, a portrait of Kat Sai, a young woman who finds her identity and way through life's challenges by hitting the concrete and skating. By interweaving home video and birthday footage in a dynamic way, we give a special jury recognition for editing to Crashing Wheels on Concrete, directed by So Young Shelly Yo and edited by Stacey Moon. We salute the editing for bringing us into Kat's life in perspective in an unforgettable way.
Next, an entry point into a little-known small community of South Asian Sikh immigrants living on the Oklahoma-Texas border who make their living as mechanics, clerks, and truck drivers. Through carefully composed images and mindful distancing from his subjects, director Dinesh Das Sabu creates a visual portrait that invites us to observe and reflect on the unique rhythms of life at truck stops, hole-in-the-wall restaurants, and temples. We give a special jury recognition to the iconic cinematography of Circana, The Stop.
Finally, a documentary where a filmmaker attempts to create space to explore past trauma and repressed emotion all around her family's dinner table. Through sensitively captured interviews and a measured approach, Vietnamese-Canadian filmmaker Carol Nguyen evokes great pathos in her tender portrait of a family. We give a special jury recognition to Carol's approach to crafting and writing her beautiful short, No Crying at the Dinner Table.
And now for the Festival Golden Reel Award, Excellence in Short Film Documentary. The jury is happy to recognize Standing Above the Clouds by Delina Keen Lee as recipient of this year's Best Documentary Short Award. This immediate and powerful film puts us on the front lines with intergenerational women activists fighting to protect Hawaii's sacred mountain Mauna Kea from a massive telescope development. This personal and moving project provides us an entry point into this community of mothers and daughters upholding a lineage of fighting for the land. We appreciate the directorial voice and gorgeous cinematography that went into creating this portrait of struggle and strength. Congratulations, Jelena.
Congratulations to all the filmmakers, especially to Georgia Fu, who won the Linda Mabalit New Directors New Visions Award back in 2018. We can't wait to see more from you. I'm zooming in from Long Beach, California. I'm Rachel Sampson. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for your support of this year's film festival. I'd like to especially thank PECHANGA, the official gaming partner of the online presentation of the 36th Annual LA Asian Pacific Film Festival. PECHANGA is a proud sponsor and presenter of the Emerging Filmmaker Award for narrative feature and documentary feature filmmakers who have shown amazing promise as our future filmmakers and storytellers. Filmmakers with their first or second feature film are eligible for the award.
Pechanga Resort Casino is excited to welcome you back. You can expect the same friendly, four-diamond service that you have come to know, with new health and safety measures, because your peace of mind is our top priority. Rest assured, we are ready when you are. Pechanga Resort Casino, your safety, comfort, and peace of mind on another level.
First up, narrative feature. For the tremendous effort to write and direct a musical for her directorial debut, the Emerging Filmmaker Award goes to Mallory Ortega for The Girl Who Left Home. For the skillfully nuanced and refreshing take on the culture gap between the children of immigrants and their parents, the Emerging Filmmaker Award goes to Yu Chen Hao for One Meal. And now for the documentary feature. For the authentic commitment to film's young subjects and for crafting an entertaining film for both kids and adults that challenges gender roles and cultural expectations, the Emerging Filmmaker Award goes to Hui Tong and Kelly Ng for Curtain Up. For her investigative pursuit to document intimate interviews and perspectives on the missing person case of Chinese scholar Yingying Zhang, the Emerging Filmmaker Award goes to Jiyan Jenny Shi for Finding Yingying. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing more from you all.
Hello, folks. Next is our New Directors New Visions Award in recognition of innovative and original use of cinematic language and vision. The New Directors New Visions Award was augmented in 2004 to recognize the efforts of our late VC Executive Director Linda Mabalit and her life's effort to nurture and develop emerging Asian Pacific filmmakers who empower our communities. I'm speaking from you right now from her office, her desk, her space. This New Directors New Visions Award is a reflection of how Linda believed in our emerging and future storytellers, that she believed in you even before you believed in yourself. Folks, here's a video to learn more about Linda.
When you say Linda Mabalit, I see love.
The smile, the big smile. Feisty, committed.
Ball of light, visionary leader.
First thing that comes to my mind is her laugh.
Crazy, nuts, really wild, real country. And that, how's it?
I knew she was a unifying force. Everybody around her, loved her, really respect her. And I was pretty sure if she had some enemies, they would probably love her too.
Well, I remember Linda having so much energy and having a cigarette in her hand most of the time, and just, a cloud of energy and smoke and ideas.
She was full of soul, and I mean in the sense that there was a lot of spirituality about her.
Without Linda back in the 80, 82, 83, and ever since she took over, really, without Linda, there wouldn't be a VC today.
She was just a really supportive, strong person.
Yeah.
And she was good people.
was like home there, you know, and Linda was the mom.
I feel like Linda is a woman who never slept. I don't know if she's like, I never saw her sleep. She was always thinking, always analyzing.
Like the struggle never ends. Like it's like it was a great thing, you know. Just like, holy shit, man, this lady is so cool that she's got this like purpose and this like joy that she brings to it.
She was an activist, a real belief that film was a medium for social change.
The thing about her, she believed in you before you actually believed in yourself.
We would like to recognize Drifting by Hamseong Bo as the 2020 Linda Mabala New Directors New Visions Award recipient. Through visually stunning and unique cinematic language, this film takes on issues ranging from the one-child policy to gender fluidity with grace and inventiveness. This ambitious film succeeds in exploring how the familial environment and political climate we are raised within can impact one's identity and sense of self. Congratulations, Hamseong, in being able to execute this project, and we're so happy to have been able to showcase it this year.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Barlasa, and I am a film publicist. I have the honor of serving here as a senior programmer and operations director at the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival. I'm coming to you from my living room here in the 562, Long Beach, land of the Tongva and Quiche people. Thank you all for joining us here today and for hanging out with us through the entire festival. We've had 230-ish film presentations, and we produced 6 weekends of artist conversations. And it's all been quite a long, long ride. Out of everything, one of the dearest things I'll hold in my heart is today's presentation. It is with this award ceremony that we can say we did it. 2020 circumstance tried to tell us and many of our film festival friends, no, you have to wait. But with shared leadership, cloud storage, Wi-Fi, DMs, and teamwork, we made the dream work. Filmmakers and festival artists, thank you for sharing your stories with us, and thank you for trusting us to bring your art to our audiences. To our VC members, our VC supporters and sponsors, thank you for helping us get here to this quite surprising, unexpected festival. For the programmers, thank you. We started off at film submissions, and you graciously accepted every curveball update that came your way. It is our shared passion that got us here to the longest version of the festival ever in life. To the festival team and the entire VC staff, thank you for always making this festival feel like home. It was a freaking hard year. I can't imagine this scenario without Francis and the entire squad. I celebrate the contributions you each made, and I want you to know that I'm so proud of this team. Especially you, young VC. I thank you for gifting your vibes and your hard work to the space. Whether we are in Little Tokyo or all up in the chat with each other, I hope you know that VC will always be a home for you. For our entire audience, I hope you'll consider VC your home too. Thank you again for being with us through this entire festival, through all of these 5 weeks. And as we round out 2020, the 50th anniversary of visual communications, I hope you'll consider donating to VC. Help us keep the home open for another 50 years. That's all for me, and that's enough talking for me. I'll see you guys in 2021.